Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Xochitl. If you are new here, do not forget to hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with some more videos, especially if you love drugstore reviews and demos. A bunch of new products are coming out for the new year, and Milani just released a bunch of different products. Like, they've just been like releasing, like, oh, by the way, surprise here, new product, new product, new product. Like, I need them all. I did a lip swatch video of their new AMORE matte satin matte satin lip creams. I'm wearing one right now in the shade Indulge. I love this shade so much. Definitely an obsession of mine. If you guys don't like a super matte type of liquid lipstick, you're gonna love these. It's a satin matte, very comfortable, still lasts like all day though. It's crazy how long these last and how comfortable they are. So I'll link that video down below if you missed those. They also came out with some matte lipsticks, like the traditional bullet form lipsticks, which I love already. Their original matte formula, so I want to see if there's any difference, but the pigmentation is good. So I was like, at least get those colors up for you guys. Eventually we'll get there, we'll see. But they also came out with some bronzers, some glowy products, which I'll get to also once they kind of hit stores. I'm hoping sometime soon. But complexion products, I love a good foundation and concealer, and they just came out with their new Conceal and Perfect foundation stick and their Longwear Conceal and Perfect concealer. So I was super excited. I love trying out not only Milani products but face products so much. Milani has already created my favorite foundation, which is the original Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer in the liquid version. If you guys not heard me rave about this concealer, not seen me wear it almost every video, like I have to purposely switch it up just so it's like, can you use a different foundation type of a thing? That's how much I love it. It's great for dry skin, I think normal skin also, and then oily skin, I feel like it really just depends how oily you are, and then if you want to kind of set it, what products you're using, what primers and stuff like that. But normal to dry skin, I think you're gonna love it. So I was like, alright, let's check out this new foundation. Which is, start off with the foundation. It's a stick foundation, and I was like, okay, what type of formula is going to be? This is supposed to be a natural matte formula. It's the winter time right now, and I have dry skin, so I was like, all right, we're going to take this with a grain of salt. I still want to try it out. I want to see how matte of a foundation this is, because I definitely tried some very comfortable matte foundations where it's like, okay, dry skin can totally use this. It's like a semi-matte. It's a natural matte. I wasn't sure how matte. But the stick foundation, like their liquid version of the foundation, is also $10, which is really great. They came out with 20 different shades, and I think they're hoping to expand from there too, so 20 shades. I picked up mine in the shade 220 Creamy Natural. Now, these launched on their website first, and I believe this and the concealer are going to be exclusive to Walmart. I was reading some of the comments. People are like, oh my god, is it going to come to Ulta? And I saw from like Milani, they kept saying Walmart, Walmart. So I was like, ooh, like, hey, you're saving some money, maybe even more if you can pick it up at Walmart. But if you don't have a Walmart convenient to you, that can be a little bit tricky. But ordering it online through the website, it's always difficult. What I thought was very helpful is that they had shades swatched on arms, so you can see what each shade looks like. So I was like, all right, thank you so much. Makes that way easier. And I think I picked out actually a good shade for my skin tone. Like, this is almost perfect. I was like trying to see, compare. They had similar shades to like the liquid version, but I think Creamy Natural is a good shade for me. It's supposed to be a full coverage creamy foundation stick that blends seamlessly to cover imperfections in even skin tone. It's supposed to be weightless, delivers a natural matte finish, lasts up to 12 hours. The transfer and water resistant formula contains bamboo powder to absorb oil and lily extracts to lighten the look of pores, available in 20 shades. Let's talk about this foundation for dry skin. I'm already just kind of like hesitant. I know it's probably not going to be the best fit for my dry skin, but I want to know if those dry skin, you know, ladies or gentlemen want to try this out, what this is probably going to feel like for you. Upon applying it to my face with like just the straight stick to my face, it wasn't the creamiest glide on formula for my dry skin. I feel like I kind of had to like tug a little bit. It felt a little bit more drying, less comfortable of a glide than other stick foundations that I've tried. But then again, those other stick foundations are definitely more of a like dewier, more luminous formula. So I feel like they have that like melt on your face type of a glide. So I was like, okay, it's gonna be matte, it's dry skin, all right. This is how we're doing. I blended it out with one side of my face using a stippling brush and the other side of my face using a beauty blender, which I think both They blended out pretty well. Once again, not my favorite because it is on dry skin. So I'm like, alright, I did my usual type of hydrating prep routine, which I'll link down below. My winter kind of skincare foundation prep routine if you guys are interested, if you're struggling like me. So that way I can kind of give this foundation even more of a chance because it's matte, it's winter, it's like 20 degrees here in Chicago and I have dry skin. So I was like, I need to give it a chance. So I hydrated as I normally would. And I just felt like blending wise, I've had other foundations that blended better, but then again, those were made for dry skin that were a luminous dewy finish. I was like, this is to be expected. I just didn't know how really this was ultimately going to go. I think with the Beauty Blender, they both blended out kind of similar, but once again, the Beauty Blender, I feel like the coverage was a little bit less. This felt like, I would say right off the bat, not a full coverage, maybe a little bit more on the medium side. I added 2 layers and I definitely got that full coverage type of finish. And just kind of blending it out, I could already kind of see the dryness around my face, my nose especially, and you know, down my T-zone, I could just see the dry areas. I was like, all right, let's set this and let's see how this is gonna wear throughout the day. And I was just like, you know what, it's not gonna be my favorite, it's okay. Close up though, I can totally see like my dry areas, the dry patches, you know, that the foundation was just kind of like not meshing well with. From afar, it looked alright. Like right now, I have the foundation on and it looks fine, but up close, I can kind of see all those imperfections. It does feel lightweight though, I will give it that. It kind of doesn't feel like I'm wearing a heavy stick foundation. So I did a check-in, well, my plan was to kind of do a check-in and let you guys see how it wore throughout the night. I went out, I think, around like 1 p.m. and interesting enough, I'll kind of add like my Snapchat stories of me. I was like, great, there's like a winter storm happening and the direction I'm walking in, all the snow is coming to my face. I was like trying to kind of shield it just so it's like it wouldn't wear my foundation off, but reading how it is supposed to be water resistant, like, you know what, well, let's see just how water resistant this is with all this snow flying on my face, and let's see if this is going to last. When you're trying to film a foundation review, walking straight in snow, so you're trying to give it a chance to save it from the elements to see how's it gonna go. Well, I guess we're gonna find out how this foundation wears with snow and mocos. So what my day was going to be, I was going to hang out with friends, we were going to have lunch and then come back to my place and honestly just like hang out, snack, drink some wine and just watch something on TV, chat, you know, as usual when you try to, you know, watch something on TV with friends is always, you're just going to, you know, talk about other different things in between. It's kind of almost like background stuff, but you'll watch, but you know, you're still commenting on your own. When I kind of got to the restaurant, I noticed, I felt, or at least I felt, I don't know if with like the sweatiness of struggling and going through the snow, like I felt when I went to the bathroom just to kind of check in on the foundation, I felt like it kind of did melt into my skin a little bit better. Once again, the light wasn't fully on, it was a little bit dim, so I was like, that looked pretty good. And it felt like the foundation kind of like set in a little bit, which with stick foundations, I feel like you kind of have to give them a time to like kind of mesh with your skin, warm up a little bit to your skin in order for it to fully just kind of like settle. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is gonna be okay. When I got back home, I kind of checked in a little bit. It was still looking kind of dry, not my favorite. I was just like, you know what, overall, this isn't the best for dry skin. It isn't looking terrible, but I can see those dry areas. My plan was to do a final check-in after, you know, my friends kind of left. I figured like, oh, like 8 p.m., 9 p.m., you know, whatever, and see how fully the foundation was looking. Well, it turned into onesie wine night, a little bit of a rosé and then a little bit of a red wine. It was already almost like 8 or 9 p.m. You know, the wine was flowing, especially when you start drinking around like 2 p.m. and it was like 5 bottles plus the red. So, and then mostly it was like me and Patricia, oh geez, we do wine night, right? So I guess we're just drinking all this wine, just you and me. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna end up doing this last check-in probably in my onesie, my Totoro onesie. Like, cool, whatever. We're gonna be realistic. However, then we ended the night with a little bit of a red wine. I was like, that's not gonna happen. It was 2 a.m. I could barely keep my eyes open. My contacts were drying out a bit, so I was like, I'm just gonna go to sleep because it's gonna be the most drunk check-in ever. So I was like, let's not. But I did one final kind of check-in before when I, you know, was about to take off my makeup. It did not look good. The foundation did not look good. It was like terrible. Like, oh my god, it was so dry. Like, the areas around my face were like, the pores were so large, you can see them. Like, it looked really bad. This is not a foundation for dry skin. I do not think that this is a bad foundation. I think this is just definitely not for dry skin in the winter time. Maybe it could be something in the summertime when I'm like just oily and sweaty mostly all the time. I think I would give it a shot in the summertime. The wintertime, no. Oh my god, I wish. I was just too drunk. Sorry, guys. I wish I would have kind of just showed. Like, it was, like, so bad. Like, that's just, I feel like, how matte it is. So, therefore, if you're oily, if you want to absorb those oils, you don't want anything, you're going to love this. I think because I had such a bad experience with it on my dry skin, I think this is going to be great for oily and or normal skin, depending on what kind of route you want to go. But this is not good for dry skin. Dry skin, do not buy it. Instead, go ahead and buy the liquid version. You're going to love it, which is great because now, for those of you with oily skin who didn't like the liquid version, you're going to love this matte foundation. But it was just like everything opposite on my dry skin. It was a no-go. I was not a fan. Not a fan of this foundation overall. So I think dry skin, skip it. Get the liquid version. Oily skin, and now you have a great option for you, and I think you're gonna love it. Anybody with oily skin, if you pick this up, try it out. Let me know how you like it. Dry skin was just too much. I feel like the areas around my mouth got really cakey. I like continuously kind of had to like blend that out. Like, it was just too much for my dry skin. Couldn't handle it. I'm actually looking forward to taking it off after this review. Like, that Fix Plus kind of helped it give it a little bit of luminosity. Like, that's the only reason why it looks okay, but it's not gonna last very long. So from 1 p.m. to almost 2 a.m. almost like a 12-hour wear. No, not 12 hours for dry skin. I think 12 hours for oily skin. I think it's gonna look great. Now, let's go for the check-in for the concealer. The concealer comes in 18 different shades, and this is $8.99, so $1 less than the foundation, which is still, I think, a pretty reasonable price. I picked up my shade in the concealer in 125, a Light Natural. I, once again, right off the packaging, I kind of thought like, ooh, is this kind of light for me? But swatching it underneath my eyes is like, okay, no, this is actually a pretty good shade. I could go even one a little bit darker if I wanted to like exactly probably match my skin, but this is still like not too light, I feel like. And a good shade where it's gonna cover my under eye circles. So I love the wand. I was like, okay, thank you, Milani. I figured on the concealer, I was gonna love the concealer because as it is, I love the foundation, and it's gonna be that same creamy formula, but lighter for underneath the eyes because the foundation, the liquid Conceal and Perfect, this is 2-in-1 foundation and concealer, but I can see where underneath the eyes, this can be a little bit too heavy, whereas this one has that same creamy formula, just a lighter, more breathable. You're not gonna crease underneath your eyes, which that's something I struggle with. I rub my eyes too much. I struggle with under eye creasing, so I can't have anything just too heavy. Like, it has to blend out nicely, it has to stay put. I love this doe foot applicator. It's just, it's perfect. It feels like hydrating, and it captures enough product on the wand where when you like just put it underneath the eyes, it just glides. Like, it's so creamy. Like, I just want to like just keep on slathering underneath my eyes, but I don't want to do too much underneath my eyes. But still, it's not, I wouldn't call it a full coverage. It's definitely more on the medium side, but I think you can build it up to full coverage. So for those of you who are not a fan of like the Tarte Shape Tape or the L'Oreal Full Wear, where those are full coverage, a little bit heavier type of formula, I think you're really gonna love this. I tend to like a medium and or a full coverage concealer. I like both. I like the option to build it up. I love ultimately to like just conceal everything, but sometimes that can be a lot underneath the eyes. I totally get it. I'll have the moods where it's like, I want something a little bit lighter, but that's still gonna give me that coverage, and this blends out like a dream. Oh, I love it. It blends out like a dream, and it covers underneath the eyes. It covers my dark circles. It brightens depending what color you get. Maybe if you want to get something a little bit darker and then brighten with something a little bit lighter. I kind of want to experiment with that a little bit, and I think it's going to be great. I think one layer of this looks a great, nice, and medium coverage. If you want to add another layer and make it full coverage, and I just love when I set underneath my eyes, like it just, ooh, it looks flawless. And it doesn't like just feel cakey. It doesn't feel heavy. I've definitely had concealers where it's like I could feel something underneath my eyes. You won't feel anything underneath your eyes, but it blends out like a dream. Like, I think for those of you who don't like a full coverage, you're gonna love this. I was talking to my friend Patricia. She's like, I don't like Tarte Shape Tape. It's too much. Like, I was like, you're gonna love this. Like, this formula, Milani they can't do me wrong. For this concealer, I was like, I was hoping for it. I was like, do not let me down. And they did a great job. Even I've been using this for like my lids in preparation for eyeshadow, because once again, it's creamy, but sometimes when you have like maybe a super creamy like concealer and you try to use that as a base for your eyeshadow, sometimes it can tend to crease on your lid. It's like really sensitive up there, but this is a great job. It adds that pigmentation a little bit, kind of cancels out anything you have going on in your lid. So overall, as like a base and concealer, I love this. I love this so much. I'm definitely, this is going to be a repurchase of mine, so I'll definitely be having to make some trips to a Walmart. And at the end of the night, when I kind of did the check-in, around my face for the foundation was not looking great, but my under eyes were still intact. They looked smooth. They didn't cake up. I definitely didn't want to get the foundation stick underneath my eye just to kind of really see how this concealer was going to perform. But I feel like this concealer with the Milani foundation, like this, it's gonna be Milani all day on my face. I think this is gonna be a great duo. They did a great job, because a lot of people are like, why don't you just use the foundation as your concealer? I've tried it. I think, one, I want something a little bit brighter underneath my eyes, and two, I feel like maybe it's a little bit too heavy for my under eye creasing, whereas this, when to become one, like they did a great job. I think this is like a great duo, a great match. Like Milani, they have my favorite foundation. I was like, are they about to have my favorite concealer? Like, this is going to be an obsession of mine. I love it. You guys see it in stores in Walmart, definitely pick it up. If not, check it out on the Milani website. Once again, I love that they did swatches of the concealers so you can get an idea of what color you might be, which made it so much easier. I think every brand, if it's going to launch online first, you need to do that. Please and thank you. I'm sorry you guys didn't get to see the onesie one night check-in. That would have been interesting, but I was like, you know what, let's just do it anyway, but I really couldn't. I just really couldn't. I was just like, I just need to go to sleep. Type of a thing after the red with the mix with the rosé. It was no good. So maybe next time we'll get the full on check-in, but I hope you guys enjoyed this review and demo. Let me know if you are going to pick up the foundation and or the concealer. I think the concealer, everybody's gonna love it. Foundation, honestly, would just really recommend to oily skin and or normal skin. Dry skin, don't be mad. Don't be mad though. I'm not mad because Milani already has this foundation. If dry skin, you have not picked it up yet, you need to get it. Oh my god, it's only $10, probably even cheaper at Walmart. But I love it so much, and they've expanded some lighter shades too for those people who maybe couldn't find a shade and needed something lighter. But I love the shade selection. I love the price. Milani, I'm looking forward to trying some of their other new products. Let me know if you guys are too. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you guys can keep up with some more reviews and demos. And this look, I did kind of like a chit chat, get ready with me using some other new drugstore products. If you guys want to see that, I'll link that down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.